right, I'm going to kick it to you to start us off here with the Bills and Dolphins Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, the Bills do what they always do when they play the Dolphins. They win. They didn't cover this time. They only won by 10. The Dolphins losing by 10 points, yet it was probably their best game of the year so far. Best performance. Tua only threw for 146, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The pick was very bad late in the game. Just got completely lurked. But I did feel like he looked slightly better in this game.
Oh, definitely. Way better.
And especially going up against maybe the best defense that he's played against, I would possibly say. A-Chan, he was solid as well. Finally got the ball a little bit to Hill and Waddle. They both got a touchdown in this game. That was big for them.
Good to see. Both had 5 catches, too.
Yeah. And for the Bills, the defense, you're not happy with how they played it, considering we'd seen the Dolphins look very bad. But they were missing Ed Oliver. They were missing Matt Milano, probably 2 of the best players on that defense. Yeah. So I don't think you're that concerned. And offensively, you really didn't have too much of an issue. Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 213 yards passing. I had the stat, and I should probably find it, but I know when it's maybe his last 10 games or so, maybe a little bit more than 10 games, 30 touchdowns and 1 interception.
For Allen?
Josh Allen, yes.
Yeah, that's
and the 1 interception was an arm punt that landed and tackled at the 1-yard line.
Yeah. Pretty good.
He's been pretty much unstoppable. Him and Lamar Jackson are easily probably the 2 best players in football right now, I'd say. I'm not even really up for debate with how they play. James Cook as well, though.
He's in that conversation for best player.
No, he's not in that conversation. He's also so good.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, James Cook. Those are the 3.
I think when Dalvin Cook retired, he gave a lot of his talent to James Cook.
Yeah, honestly, that's a debate. Is James Cook better now than Dalvin Cook ever was?
No. Dalvin Cook is I love Dalvin. I'm a big Dalvin Cook fan.
When you had him in fantasy and he got hurt,
I mean,
all the times
he didn't get hurt.
Yes, he did. He got hurt a lot,
but he would always still play. He would be hurt, but he'd still play. Yes, he would.
He missed a lot of time.
I was always a Dalvin Cook owner, and I would, if I could draft Dalvin Cook, I probably still would.
You can, I think. You
probably can, but he won't play. He's on the team.
Go pick him up just for moral support on the roster.
James Cook, though, a lot of people were saying for fantasy football wise that he was touchdown dependent, that he was going to have a fall off this year. Haven't really seen that yet.
Nope, not at all.
108 carries, and guess what? A touchdown.
108 carries?
108 yards, and guess what? A touchdown. 108 yards and a touchdown. And the receiving game for them, Kincaid continues to be a very reliable weapon.
Yeah, Shakir was solid, too.
66 yards and a touchdown, yeah. And Tyrell Shavers gets 2 catches for 24 yards as well. So
and nothing from Roy Keon, really, this game.
No, but he did have a couple catches. I believe he drew a couple pass interferences as well.
Huge.
So he's still, I think he's a good receiver. I think Buffalo receiving core is good enough to just get the job done, and you can win a Super Bowl with it. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got. Buffalo dominant.
Ollie Gordon, we forgot as well.
Ollie Gordon, yeah, he started to finally get going. 9 carries, 38 yards, and got a touchdown. Looks like he could be the 3rd down back, power back on the goal line. So
yeah, which we'll see. I mean, what does that mean for A-Chain, who's been great so far this year? But
Mike McDaniel at this point has to be on some sort of hot seat, but
0-3.
Don't know what you do if you get rid of him.
I mean, they had a chance to win this game.
100%.
That's the part that sucks. Is they were absolutely in this game.
They were 21-21, and they roughed the kicker, and that lost them the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have mentioned that. The captain of the special teams roughs the kicker.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And after that, they had no response.
All right. Do you want to look forward here to matchups for these 2 teams? The Dolphins play Monday Night Football, the first Monday Night Football game next week, as there is 2.
Great.
Once again, against the Jets.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I think Dolphins at home against the Jets, by the way. I got the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins
I'm going to pick the Dolphins, but it wouldn't shock me if the Jets fight and find a way to win, and after that, Mike McDaniel's done.
Yeah.
I do like the fight the Dolphins had in this game, though, so I'll go Dolphins.
Too. And I like the fight that the Jets had today against the Bucs as well.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Dolphins are a team that wins in the dual Monday Night Football slate.
Yeah.
They seem like that kind of team.
Actually, I think the Jets are the team that does that.
Oh. I could be swayed to the Jets.
I feel like, was that a dual Monday night game when they won on, no, because that was week 1. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
I'm just thinking of the Aaron Rodgers Monday Night Football debut.
Yeah, well.
They might have won a couple games later on Monday night. I don't know.
Because it used to always be week 1 was the dual Monday nights.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of that, and now it's week 2 and 4 for some reason.
Yeah. And they added the Friday night game. That's probably it. The last 2
Yeah.
years. So that might have been into a Monday night game.
I think it was.
It could have been.
There you go. So Jets might be the pick there, and then the Bills play the Saints at home. Yeah.
I'm not even going to say.
You know, that's one thing we could say now about our takes from the beginning of the year. We kind of said, I don't know if we explicitly said the Saints were the worst team in the NFL, but I'm pretty confident that they were and are.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're exactly what we expected them to be honest. Now, there's another team that we expected to be really bad that we're going to talk about here in a second who's weirdly been a little bit better. That being the Cleveland Browns, who found themselves beating the big, mighty Green Bay Packers. Score was what, 13-10?
Yes.
Yeah, 13-10 in this one. Just absurd. The Browns' defense has unexpectedly been pretty good this year.
Very good.
We were, I don't know if we were on stream for this.
We were on stream, yes.
We were on stream. We were talking about defenses, and we're like, oh, this has to be reversed because the Browns were at the top.
Yeah, you thought it was like offense. Offensive
yeah.
stats.
I was like, what the hell?
I think it was rushing yards against, and they'd only given up like 93.
Yeah, what the hell? And then they go out there and they lock up this Packers offense that's been really good. Granted, of course, Jaden Reed is out. Christian Watson's out. They still have Jacobs, though. They still have Golden. They still have Wicks. They still have Dobbs. Of course, they have their quarterback, Jordan Love. Their O-line still solid. Kraft played in this game, right? So I'm not really giving them a ton of excuses. They sucked against this Browns defense. A guy that, well, as I hit the mic, a guy that you don't like, Mason Graham, been pretty good to start the year for them. Myles Garrett's been benefiting a ton from him being there. This D-line has been super, super solid. I was taking notes for most of the day just live as we were watching, or as I was watching these games, and I kept saying the Packers just keep letting the Browns hang in there. And it's hilarious because usually it's when you let a team hang in there, they're constantly kind of scoring, they're keeping up with you. But they were letting them hang in there by just also not scoring. Yeah. So they were just like, they were shutting them out. The Browns hadn't scored for like 3 quarters. But the Packers were letting them hang in there, and then all of a sudden, a couple of good special teams plays from the Browns, and we're sitting here with a Browns win. They go in. I think there was, what was it? There was a drive for Cleveland where the Packers had like multiple PIs and holdings, led to a Cleveland touchdown, tied at 10-10. The Packers ended up fumbling late before the block field goal, and then it gets overturned. Stefanski was pissed off. Then Browns blocked the field goal. I also wrote ball don't lie next to that. And then, yeah, it completely caught up to him. What a stunner. Big game-winning kick from
Schmidt or whatever.
Austin Schmidt. Is that his first?
Some sort of Schmidt.
I think it's
I just know Schmidt.
Yeah, I think it's Austin Schmidt.
It is Andre
Schmidt's close. Okay. But, yeah, shout out to the Browns. Huge win. People were saying the Packers are the greatest team never touched the earth last week, and they go and they lose to Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. What a game. Shout out to the Browns for taking down the big, mighty Packers. And the Lions got the Browns next week, so maybe I'm a little bit scared about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the TikToker's name. Very famous TikToker. But I watched a quick TikTok. He was talking about this Packers team, and he said that they're kind of like the anti-Ravens in a way. Just where like they kind of have the star on defense now. The Ravens have the star on offense with Lamar.
Yeah.
And then their offense can turn the ball over bad and lose them games a little bit. Just kind of that sort of thing. And it made a little bit of sense. Jordan Love in this game wasn't great, but I really got to just give respect to the Browns defense.
Yeah.
Jim Schwartz, I mean, he came in there. This defense has always been good. Last year, with everything going on with Watson, they didn't have much to play for, injuries and all that. But they came out this year, and they've been great. And in this game, they were the best unit on the field, easily. 5 sacks on Jordan Love for 34 yards. Felt like he was under pressure the entire game. They shut down Josh Jacobs in the run game. He had 16 carries for 30 yards, 1.9 yards per carry.
Whew.
That rush defense for the Browns isn't something to mess with. Offensively, the Browns don't have much to throw at you. Maybe the Packers' defense was that good, too.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco doesn't look great, but Kinshawn Judkins on the ground did enough, 94 yards. Really was the only Cleveland running back to see the field. Dylan Sampson, a little bit. He had 1 carry, so it's going to be a lot of Kinshawn Judkins throughout the season. And, yeah, just kind of shocking.
And Judkins is a guy who we kind of I see what you're saying about the Harris Achilles. Now I'm seeing that coming through as well. But Judkins was a guy we didn't expect to play really at all this season.
Yeah.
He goes and he gets in week 2, and he's been great through 2 weeks. I hate to keep comparing the rookie running backs, but I guarantee you his yard per carry is the best of the three.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say right now, if I could pick a rookie running back to have in fantasy, I'm picking Judkins easily.
For this year?
For this year.
Yeah. Long term, I'd still rather have the other two.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the NFL's thing when someone gets some sort of legal thing, they have to wait a year for them to, I guess, to do anything.
Right.
I know Judkins has that going on. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting him to play this year, to be honest. And
but 18 carries, 94 yards.
Effective, and I mean, he's a great football player.
Yeah, that's a fact. We can't argue that one. All right, we'll go to the week 4 opponents for these teams. We'll start with Green Bay. They're going into Dallas for Sunday Night Football.
Green Bay into Dallas. I mean, I'm picking Green Bay. I have to. I think Micah might have a big game there. Revenge game. They have. I mean, I know, there's something about Green Bay and Dallas. Green Bay owns them.
Yeah, so. That's true. They do. It's that in Chicago. They're going to win there. I'm with you there. And then
Dallas fallen to what, 1-3 then?
Yeah.
And could easily be 0-4.
They barely won that game against the Giants. And then the Browns, Lions in Detroit.
I think the Lions win that game, but if the Browns defense can shut down the Lions' run, they could keep it close.
Yeah, that's also they got to go into Detroit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a lot tougher than beating the Packers at home. I feel like.
I agree, but I mean, I'm just saying if they can shut down the run, they can keep it close.
Yeah, we'll see. Especially,
they also have to offensively score on the Lions.
True, and the Lions haven't played yet this week. There can easily be an injury that changes that game completely. So, not to jinx my own team here, but we'll move on to the next game here.
Yeah,
Mike, take us away. Colts Titans. Indiana Jones is 3-0.
I will take us away 3-0 for the first time since 2009. The Colts, when they start 3-0, I believe they've done it 3 times now. Lost in the Super Bowl, lost in the divisional round, and won the Super Bowl. Maybe it's something like that.
You went into that so confident and then lost it. So
I had like the photographic memory of the graphic in my head, and then I went to say it.
It got blurry.
Yeah. I know there was a lost Super Bowl, lost divisional, and I can't remember if the last one was won Super Bowl or lost Super Bowl.
Okay,
so
it's got something to do. It's at least made though.
Yeah. Colts so far, honestly, I mean, through 3 weeks, this is the best team I've seen in over a decade from the Colts somehow. Even when Andrew Luck was there.
That's just crazy.
They usually never start out this well. 2 weeks, they were dominant, where the game wasn't even close, and then a big win in a close game against the Broncos, where they did have some luck, but you beat a team that made the playoffs last year and has only gotten better.
right when you think they don't have luck, they have some luck.
Yeah. They had a field goal and a touchdown to start the game, and then I believe it was their 3rd possession. They finally punted the football. There was 9:20.
There was an alert from Scott Hansen on Red Zone. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, alert. And I was like, what the fuck happened?
The Colts are punting the football. They punted with 9:20 left in the second. They didn't punt the rest of the game, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that was their only punt.
How many 3-0 teams are there?
There's a couple.
There can't be that many, right? Off the top of my head, you want to pull it up? I'll try to guess.
Sure.
Because off the top of my head, I know that the Eagles are 1, the Colts are 1, the Niners, both the teams on Monday and Sunday night have losses. Is it just the Colts, Niners, and Eagles?
No.
There's one more?
More.
The Bills?
Bills, Colts. You're missing one more AFC.
Chargers?
Yes. And then NFC, you got Eagles. And then did you get the other 2 from
Eagles, Niners, and
one more.
The Seahawks?
Bucks.
Yeah, right.
Couple teams that usually don't start off very well.
Yeah, so what is that like? There's a good. Is it like 6, 7?
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's big time. But the best team out of that bunch has to be Indianapolis.
Based on what?
Based on fact.
Just has to be.
It just has to be. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, when we do our live streams every Friday or every Saturday night, pretty much Sunday. I said if you have him, don't trade him, and you do not trade him in fantasy football right now. Another huge game from him, 25 points, I believe, 3 touchdowns rushing, 102 yards on the ground. He's been getting receiving work as well from Daniel Jones, who is incredible so far, to say the least.
Yeah.
His pocket presence is one of the things that surprises me the most. He hasn't really had any pressure on him. The Colts offensive line has to be at least a top 3 unit right now, and they could definitely be the number 1. He doesn't get sacked again in this game. But he moves around the pocket very well. It's hard for them to get to him. And then when they do, he's been able to evade it so well. I don't know if you saw the 3rd and 10 run that he had.
Yes.
Where he got picked up 15 yards. That was cinema to watch, to say the least, as a Colts fan. But in the first half, it's been a lot of getting the ball to Daniel Jones, letting him spread it out, get it to Pittman, Downs, anybody, Alec Pierce. We talked about him a little bit. And then in the second half, it's give the ball to Jonathan Taylor and let him dominate. And we've seen that every week now. He's been fantastic. The bootleg was working all day. They ran it probably about like a dozen times. I kept saying on the broadcast that they could probably run it every play.
Yeah.
And the Titans wouldn't stop it. And the last thing I have on the Colts side is their defense looked great. Kenny Moore hurt. That sucks. And never forget that Jonathan Taylor was left out of the top 100 this year.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
While we're on random tidbits from this game, I have one as well. Julius Chestnut's a hilarious name.
Oh, yeah.
The running back for the Titans.
He's been there for a while now.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
First time I ever heard of him was today. So shout out to Julius Chestnut. I also wanted to say, we said about this division, a couple things about this division going into the season. One, we said they were going to be bad, which outside of the Colts, yeah, they've been pretty bad for the most part, I'd say. And we also said it was super up for grabs because of how bad they were. Like, even though the Texans were the favorite, if the Jags had a decent season or the Colts or the Titans had a decent season, they could easily beat out the Texans for the division.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're already at the point 3 games in where the Colts, I don't know if they're the betting odds favorites to win the division, but they're, in my opinion, they're the favorites.
They should 100% be. I mean, now they have a 3-game lead on the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans are 0-3. That's just crazy.
And, I mean, that's a team you're kind of fighting for the most. But the Jags are 2-1. They're only a game back. Titans are, 0-3 as well now.
How old is Daniel Jones?
26 or 27?
Because this
28. He's 28.
28, okay. So this is like the conversation that happens a lot when you get a guy like him, where it's like he hasn't been good. He was drafted high, but he wasn't really good early in his career outside of the one playoff win. And you didn't expect him to be good on the Colts, admittedly. Now he has been pretty good, and you're like, hey, he's actually also not that old. Yeah. Like, he could be our quarterback going forward. You know what it reminds me of, this situation?
Sam Darnold?
Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's the guy that they were. And actually, I saw it preseason. They had mentioned that this could be an Alex Smith situation. That's another guy, a little bit like Jared Goff. But, I mean, Jared Goff was successful in L.A. Let's not act like he wasn't successful. He made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but also, like, the stock on Jared Goff was low when they got him. And the stock was low, obviously, on Daniel Jones when they got
0.
him. Yeah.
And that's how Alex Smith was when he left San Francisco.
Exactly.
He goes to Kansas City, and he was great with Kansas City for a long time. Obviously, Mahomes comes in and takes over, but
it happens. I mean, I think you got to look forward as a Colts fan, and obviously it's only been 3 games, but is it fair to say he's been the best quarterback in 3 games since Luck?
No. I'm still taking Phillip Rivers.
Really?
Yeah, Phillip Rivers was very good that season.
But they've scored on like 90% of their drives.
True. I mean, that is true. I'll give him that. But if Phillip, yeah, I mean, that's a fair thing to say.
And he has the running ability that Phil never had.
Well, actually, I mean, the Broncos have a great defense, so I can't even say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They put up 30 points on the Broncos.
It is the only thing that concerns me slightly is if he keeps playing this well, we're gonna have to pay him to keep him. I don't want to be a Vikings situation where you let him go, and then you're stuck with a guy who is not that good. And that's just my opinion on J.J. McCarthy.
Also, I think what's happening with the Colts right now is more Daniel Jones being good. And what happened with Sam Darnold and the Vikings was more Sam Darnold being in a good system with a good team and a great head coach. I think Daniel Jones is doing more than Sam Darnold did last year.
KOC might have fixed him, though, and he also might have fixed Daniel Jones. Because Daniel Jones was there last year.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
KOC
because my thing, I mean, Darnold hasn't gone out and been, like, great in Seattle.
No.
So
he's been manageable.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that, I mean, maybe that's just the New York water, though.
Daniel Jones on a 2-year deal or one?
One. Well, it's like 1 year, 14.
So much money, but he's starting, so I guess
14 million for what he's done so far.
Yeah, no, it's good, yeah. But like I'm saying, like before
haven't turned the ball over yet this year.
That's just crazy.
As a team.
That's just wild. And even the former Colts are doing good this week as we move on to the Bengals-Vikings game here. Isaiah
I do
Rod,
have one more thing to say.
Go ahead. Oh, we also have to talk about their next week matchups too.
I mean, I hate the Titans. I
had such a good transition. I fucked myself. Go ahead.
Yeah. Brian Callahan is
bad.
I said it last year. I said it at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I said it all offseason that he's a bad coach, and today was just honestly the peak of that.
Yeah.
I don't know did you see what happened before halftime?
No, I don't think I did.
Colts called timeout. They wanted to get the ball back. The Titans ready to go. They called timeout. They were about to snap the ball. It was a 4th and 4. They were going to go for it. The Titans called timeout. They keep the offense on the field. Play clock starts. Callahan decides he wants to kick it. So they run the kicking unit onto the field. The kicking units, they have the wrong ball then because the kickers have their special ball now. So they're asking about that. They get a delay a game, moves back 5 yards, becomes, I think, a 62-yard field goal instead of 57, misses the field goal.
Can't do that in year 2.
Colts get the ball back, score.
I mean, yeah, Callahan's got to get out of there. Cam Ward had some good throws.
Cam Ward was
that
okay,
touchdown was a tight window throw.
Yeah. It's I just feel bad for them. I mean, that coaching staff is bad, and he should. I mean, him and McDaniel got to be the 2 hottest seats right now, and that's all I have to say. We talked a lot about this game.
Yeah, we have. We'll quickly do week 4 matchups then. Colts at Rams.
Yeah.
Almost was 2 3-0 teams.
Very
Rams
close.
are 2-1. I lean Rams here in LA.
There's something that's telling me Colts, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go Colts.
All right.
Revenge game from 2 years ago when they beat us.
And then Titans at Texans.
Gotta go Texans.
Got to.
If the Texans lose,
Somebody's losing their O.
If Texans lose, is D'Amico Ryan starting to get in the hot seat? Who knows?
No, because once again, I don't think it's anything to do with what he's doing. But
fair enough.
He's also a defensive head coach, and this defense is amazing.
Yeah, that's
like
yeah.
But okay, we'll move then to the Bengals Vikings. Like I said, Isaiah Rodgers was the MVP today. 2 touchdowns, forced fumble, interception, all in the first half. It was just so good, and a scoop and score. So what?
Yeah. Just maybe he shouldn't be allowed to play football still, but I mean
Yeah,
that's another point.
Had a great day this week. This was the week of the pick sixes though.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's the week of the block kicks.
And block kicks. It was both. It was everywhere you saw somebody was scoring on special teams or on defense. I wrote during this game, the Bengals can literally not stop giving the ball away.
Yeah.
And then my final note was 34-3 at half. I'm done taking notes for this game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was unreal.
I mean, the only
Absolute dominance.
The only note I really took, I got to a point where I just said Jake Browning has a turnover problem.
Yeah.
Brian Flores put him in solitary confinement.
Checks out.
And then Isaiah Rodgers, 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. Then he forced another fumble. Never forget, he was a former Colt who bet on Colts games and got suspended only for a year.
Never forget. Only for a year. A year's a long-ass time.
A year is a long time, which, I mean, you get suspended for a year for gambling. But it was the fact that he would bet on, like, Jonathan Taylor's rushing props.
Under?
Like, over. Or under.
Oh, under's a problem. Over's fine.
I mean, I think he's probably betting on over, but it's crazy that he... I mean, like, Pete Rose is not allowed in baseball anything.
Yeah. And Isaiah Rodgers out here just being
Betting
the star of
on
Sunday.
Betting on his team and all that. I mean, I like Isaiah Rodgers, to be honest. I wish we kept him, but
so
could definitely use him.
I know we said we don't want to go too deep into games that were blowouts, and I completely agree. But I just think we need to look at this from a macro perspective a little bit with the Bengals. We said on last week's show, don't worry if you have T. Higgins and Jamar because Browning's they've still been good with Browning. I'm a little worried after today. Today was bad.
I'm very worried after today. I mean, I think it could be Brian Flores, but
he wasn't this bad last time, right?
No. The note that I wrote was, I am now completely worried about Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Because maybe he was a Joe Burrow merchant, 10 carries, 3 yards.
Yeah.
That's generational.
Generationally bad.
That offensive line is terrible. That defense is awful.
What was the final score for this game? I didn't
48
say
to 10.
48-10, yeah. Jesus.
And I mean, Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 50 yards, but that's not going to cut it.
Jordan Mason with no Aaron Jones was a beast. You talk about guys we told people to start.
Oh, yeah. We told a lot of
stream.
people to start Jordan Mason.
We also
116
told a
yards,
lot of
2
people to start
touchdowns.
Chase Brown, so I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and K9.
the reason for starting Chase Brown is you drafted him in the 2nd round, in my opinion.
Yes,
It's
you
hard
drafted
for
him in
to
the second
not-
round, and without Joe Burrow, you'd like to take his running back and hope that Browning leans on him. But next week, Bengals go into Denver for the second Monday Night Football game.
I'm taking Denver to
Denver.
completely shut him down.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough defense to go against. Tough for your backup quarterback to come in and have to face Brian Flores and the Broncos in the first 2
back-to-back
games.
weeks. Well, I mean, he did play last week and turned the ball over a lot. So
Fair enough, yeah. And then Vikings going into Pittsburgh or not going into Pittsburgh, playing Pittsburgh and Ireland.
Oh, they're playing in Ireland. That's the
Yeah.
Ireland game.
Yeah, it starts next week.
I'm gonna go Vikings. I think Carson Wentz is very good with KOC. I mean, he's going into the KOC factory. I think Carson Wentz can go in there and get it done. And then Brian Flores with that defense. It's tough.
I kind of lean Steelers, I think. I don't know. I like the Steelers team. I think they're gritty. Shout out to Jamar Chase. But Aaron Rodgers has been fantastic through 3 weeks. He was really good today against Vrabel and the Pats. I just think they're a grinded out team. And I don't know. the Vikings got pretty lucky today. I know they won
I don't
48.
think they got lucky.
I know they won 48-10, but everything went their way against Mike Tomlin.
That's
I don't think Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers aren't going to let everything go their way. Like
that happened last year though with the Vikings.
Yeah.
And with Aaron Rodgers, I mean, they had a great game against the Patriots today. Transition into that game.
Is that next year? Yeah, go ahead.
Rodgers and DK, they have a solid day together. DK is starting to get in this offense a little bit. 3 catches, 30 yards, but he got a big touchdown. Nice grab. Calvin Austin as well gets a touchdown. Didn't run the ball too well. It wasn't too much of an offensive game. Rodgers only had 139 passing yards. The Patriots defense looks solid, but on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, could not stop fumbling. It was absolutely, it got to a point where it was just ridiculous. Ramondre Stevenson, he has 2 fumbles, lost both. One of them was him running into the end zone.
Yep.
Fumbles it. He had a fumble problem, I believe, last year, and he still does it, and they still trot him out there.
A little haircut for Patty, I see.
They put in Antonio Gibson. What does Antonio Gibson do? Fumble the football. Next possession, Drake Maye fumbles the football. I mean, they gave the game away. They should have won this game, honestly, in my opinion, but gave it away completely. Don't understand why they don't give the ball to Travion Henderson more. At least he wouldn't fumble it. But he did get the most carries, so I gotta at least give him that. But yeah, if the Patriots just got back on the turnovers, they would have won this game.
I mean, Steelers defense was crazy this game too. They got home.
I guess I have to give them the respect.
5 sacks on Drake Maye. They were just all over him all game. And like I said, I mean, Rodgers was very efficient. He didn't get sacked in this game at all, which is huge for them. He, like you said, he didn't have a ton of passing yards, but he was very efficient. I think, I mean, this Steelers team is projecting to be what every Steelers team is.
Yeah.
Like there was
100%.
a moment preseason where I was thinking, okay, maybe this is the year that a Tomlin team goes under 500. Through 3 games, I know they're 2-1. I'm pretty confident they're not going to go under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rodgers, I just don't. Last year with the Jets were just so bad around him, and we're seeing it this year with how the Jets have been for the most of the season this year. And that's a big reason why they were so bad. But Rodgers is good enough, I think, at this point, that if you have a good enough team around him and the Steelers are that good enough team, I don't see them losing more than 8 games. I don't.
Yeah, I think I can just say I think they lose 8 games.
On the money? I think they're
they
not
lose
in
8 games.
They'll probably make the playoffs with that, too. Watch it.
I mean, they could.
I think they could beat the Vikings in Ireland. I do. I think
they can beat them. I'm leaning Carson Wentz to continue the Wentz takeover.
We just know that, and the Vikings do have a good offensive line, but as good as these quarterbacks have been in KOC's system, they've all, for the most part, when they've faced pressure, been in a little bit of trouble, and I think they're going to face some pressure with T.J. Watt in that defensive line. Derek Harmon's been great as well for them, and big pick from, was it JPJ today? I forget who it was. It wasn't JPJ. I can't remember who had the big pick for the Steelers, but the Patriots. We just said the Steelers got the Vikings in Ireland. The Patriots have the Panthers at home.
I'm gonna take the Patriots. They've been playing well. If they just don't turn the ball over
in New England,
it was Brandon Eccles.
Yeah. Who got the pick? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Pats too.
Yeah.
In Foxborough against the Panthers. All right. We'll move here to Rams, Eagles. Eagles win this game 33-26. This game was 26-7, but
yeah, just a collapse.
Just a complete collapse. As somebody who bet the Rams plus 3.5, I'm very disappointed with how this game ended, and somehow they didn't cover after dominating for this whole game. Most of my notes here are the Rams dominating the Eagles because they were for most of this game. Rams defense was swallowing them in the first half. There was a huge strip sack from Jared Verse. He looked explosive early in this game. I even have in here at one point. This is starting to become an ass whooping. Then good response from the Eagles. And once the Eagles responded with that first touchdown after going down 26-7, they started looking A.J. Brown's way, and everything changed. A.J. Brown finishes with over 100 yards. He has like 8 catches in this game, right? Gets in the end zone. He had 6.
Devontae Smith had 8.
There you go. 14 between those two is still huge. They needed to get that pass game going. They finally did. A.J. Brown needs to be targeted. He is the heart and soul of the passing offense. I know they like Devontae Smith, but in a game like this where Saquon couldn't really get it going, you go and you take A.J. Brown and say, hey, our guy's probably bigger and stronger than the guy that's guarding him, so let's abuse that. And they did that against the Rams. They marched down the field and came back.
Yeah, and my notes from the first half pretty similar. I mean, it was the worst first half ever under Sirianni. They said that on the broadcast. Offensively, only had I think 33 yards of offense.
Nuts.
Was very bad. I said the Eagles have to get the passing game going. This is bad. And in the second half, that's exactly what they did. They got the ball to A.J. Brown, went to Devontae Smith. They both got going and both had great games. Both finished with a touchdown. Goddard as well finishes with a touchdown. And like you said, the run game wasn't working. They found a way to get it with the pass game. And shout out to the Rams because that was something the Rams couldn't do last year against the Eagles was shut down the run. And that's one of the reasons they lost in the playoffs. But the passing game got going for the Eagles. The Rams defense couldn't adjust back. And they end up blowing the game that they should have won. They offensively played very well. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I know you said you think it might have been the best receiver duo in the league, and I said I didn't. It might be.
Been the best so far.
Honestly. 11 catches and 112 for Puka. Adams only gets 356, but has a big touchdown.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, they ran the ball well. So the offense was there for the Rams. They got into field goal range. Jordan Davis is, 6'7", 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Can jump high, gets his paw on the ball.
Can run a 4-1 somehow.
Yeah, Playboy Cardi couldn't get it in.
Yeah.
And Jordan Davis picks up the ball and beats everybody to the end zone. So,
yeah, just I feel I don't want to say I feel bad for the Rams because I think the Rams are a really, really good team.
I think the Rams, and this is what I wrote in the notes as well. I think this could be the Eagles' kryptonite if they could be a team that stops Eagles in the playoffs. Because right now in the NFC, there's the Lions and the Eagles are probably the two best teams, and the Packers, the three best teams. Which one of those teams can take down the Eagles? I think the Rams are in that conversation as a fourth team.
No, I agree.
And the Bucs they're not playing great, but I think they're borderline.
That's weirdly enough, I think that's my 5.
Yeah, I think that's the
I
5
think
right
one
there.
of those 5 is coming out of the NFC more likely than not.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm looking at the other teams there, and unless we get like a full-on Niners run.
Which the Niners haven't looked great yet.
They haven't
They're
looked
3-0,
great
but that's a...
But, I mean, they also don't have their quarterback. And the Commanders, they're banged up, and I don't really see the Commanders as one of the top 5 teams going forward this year. So I think it's going to be it's tough to say that because that's like damn near half the teams and be like, oh, one of these teams is going to be in it. But it's going to be probably
5 out of 16 in 3 weeks is a...
Yeah. We'll probably never remember this or come back to it, but we'll say it for now.
We should get a piece of paper and write down predictions.
Yeah, we should. We already said Rams, Colts. We already talked about that. And then Eagles next week go into Tampa. That's a great game.
That's a big game. I'm gonna stick with the Eagles. The Bucs. The only reason I don't have them in that conversation is because they've played too many close games where they've blown it late.
And their offensive line is disintegrated. Yeah. Everybody's injured.
I was trying to look at the Eagles' schedule.
It's a recipe for disaster against the Eagles.
Okay, the Eagles do have a couple tough games still, so I won't make that conversation. I was just saying they could make a run to go undefeated, but they still got Green Bay, Detroit, Chargers.
They're going to drop
Bills,
again. They're going to drop again.
Bucs and Broncos, so
they're for sure going to drop again. But I agree with you. I don't think it'll be next week either. I think the Eagles win in Tampa.